Well, g'day, Max here again. Welcome back to the shop. So a bit of a different episode this one. What we're going to do, we'll go out to the block. We'll take a quick look at our shed progress, or more like lack of shed progress. I mean, we're in March now. Bloody hell, I'm supposed to have had the slab completed. I haven't even started laying the Rio bar for it, so due to Christmas, and we've had a lot of hot weather and been flat out at work, so we just haven't had the time, because it's only weekends I can actually get work done out there, because we're busy at work, so I don't get to knock off a little bit earlier. So anyway, we'll go and we'll get a couple of shots of our progress out there, or as I said, our lack of progress. There's a couple of shots we knock up a bending tool for bending the Rio bar, or the little squares that I explained before, which we'll see. And just got to pull up and have a bit of a shed clean up as well, but I'll only just film a little bit of that. I think everyone knows what a shed clean up looks like, so let's head out to the block, have a look. In the world of precision machining, Western Australia, this is what we use these things for. That's how you do it on a barbie in Australia. Or if you prefer metric, so we're just getting in the last layer of sub base. It all has to be screeded to a pretty close tolerance for the level. So we're not quite halfway there yet, we've got a while to go. And of course just using the laser level to set the guide rails for the screed. And a couple of coldies along the way. Oh, finally the temperature's cooled off quite a bit today, so we can carry on with our slab preparations. We're just doing the edge thickening details on the area here. So I've already done underneath the plastic over there, but I have to keep plastic on it because it's been that hot and windy, it damages the surface. So today we've got a bit of an overcast day up there, and very light rain. So it's the first time we've had any rain for a couple of months, 2 or 3 months. So we'll get a bit done today, a bit more progress. Okay, under the plastic, that's the edge thickening detail that I've already cut. So that's for the, there'll be like a beam, concrete beam, forms part of the bottom of the slab, and it has a box section Rio formation through it. And the one I've just been working on, which is this one here. So what I've been using is this little makeshift attachment on the back of the, underneath the backhoe bucket. So that cuts out the profile. Machinist's way of digging a hole. So yeah, well, we're getting there. Well, g'day, Max here again, welcome back to the shop. Well, we're going to have to take a temporary detour away from our arbours, but I did manage this morning to set one up in the south bend and machine out the taper, or rough out the taper for the ER40 collet. I just wanted to make sure the south bend was up to that operation, as I didn't really want to alter the angle of the compound on the other lathe, which I would if I had to. So, but anyway, we have to take a slight detour off them. We have to make a form roller and a bending jig, because we have to start bending up the Rio, their squares of Rio I have to bend up to make long box sections for the perimeter around the slab. So around the concrete slab for the new shop, the concrete's 225mm thick, and it goes in for 300mm, then tapers up to the floor thickness of 160mm thick. So all the way around the perimeter we have a box section of Rio, and then that will tie in with the Rio bars that are in the main slab. So I mean, at this stage we're not using mesh on it, we're using a full grid of Rio. So I've got a piece of scrap set up in the lathe, so let's head over there and we'll machine up the form roller and make the pin, and then we'll make the rest of the Duvalaki for bending the Rio. It's only 10mm Rio we're bending, it's only squares that go in every 600 apart to support 4 main other Rio bars as the long parts of the box section. So to the lathe. Yeah, so all we're doing, we'll just face it off and take a skim cut over the outside, and then we'll put a scallop in for the Rio to sit in, and then we bore out the middle. I've got a couple of old bearings, we'll put a bearing in the middle of it. Always keep hang on to these old bearings, even old ones from work out the bin I hang on to, because they're not always completely knackered, and it does have things like this handy to have laying around specifically for jobs like this. So here we go. Okay, I'll get a parting tool set up. It's not a very deep groove we've got to do, and we'll get a parting tool set up and we'll just start roughing out our groove. Okay, we've got our grooving tool set up. It's quite a fat one, so we'll plunge in for a bit and then we'll just work the tool from side to side, otherwise we're going to get way too much chatter. too bad, not as bad as what I expected. And as far as being in the middle, no, that's close enough for what this has to do. It's only bending up an old bit of Rio bar. Mine just got 300 bends to do. And we got a visitor. It's even brought a stick. Oh, we better throw it. And come back for more, eh? Yeah, well, I've got some work to do, dog, so... Okay, we've got our boring bar set up. It's actually a too big a bar fit through this hole, but we'll see how we go. Okay, I've just cooled the part off with a bit of coolant so we can get a size, because we're coming up to our last cut. So our bearing is 2.047, about 0.473, thereabouts. That's odd, it must be metric. Yeah, 52 mil. We'll see what we're getting in our bore. Handing away. About 49, 48 thou to come off. So what we'll do is we'll take the 40 out of it, so we'll do a 20 thou cut and come back and remeasure for the last 8-9 thou. Alright, see where we're at now. Well, that's pretty good. We're a couple of tenths under the bearing. Let's just double check that. .047, and our bearing 2.0473. So that's good. So we've just got a couple of tenths press fit on the bearing. So that's exactly what you want. We'll just break that edge and part her off. Okay, we've got our parting tool in, so we'll get him chopped off. We'll just change out this insert first. It's done a lot of work, this one. It's got a bit of a chip in it, so these, I'll swing it around so you might get a better view of what's going on. Just out the way. These are an ISCAR insert, and it has this tool for getting them out. So there's a pin on the tool, hooks underneath the insert, and another pin which goes into the hole on the blade. It's holding in like that. That's it, he's out. Yeah, there is a bit of a, the front's chipped away on it. I do tend to keep all these old ones, as sometimes you're parting off something a bit gnarly and you don't want to use a new one. So they're quite expensive, these ISCAR ones. These are IC, well the full thing is a TAG N3C IC808. If the camera will, it might. And these are for parting hard materials as well, so they're a very good insert. They're a bit different than your wedge shaped insert. They're a little L-shaped thing. And all we do with these is push them on the blade, push it down with your finger, and then I'll just use the back of the tool, because that works for me. Tap it into place, we're ready to go. So we'll square the tool up. This is good a method as any for squaring the tool up, just up against the job. Now we'll keep our overhang to a minimum, so we'll just suck that tool in just a wee bit. We'll keep it up short, about there will be fine. Shorter the better with the parting tool. Break the edges with a file. Okay, so we'll take it over the press and we'll press the bearing in. Okay, we just make sure we're sitting square. Let's give it a bit of a tap, that's nice and square. Beautiful, no lumps. So with pressing a bearing, you never press on the inner, you always press on the outer. So that's our form roller. So we'll make the axle for it next, and then the rest of the bending jig that it fits. Okay, well, we had a bit of a semi-successful clean-up, well, at least we got this space done, so that's a good start. So we had a package in the mail come from Craig over in Tassie there, Craig's workshop, and he sent me, apart from another envelope which I'm to drop off to old Bruce with him down the road there. 25mm tool. It's probably a bit big for his lathe. Takes a V and MG insert, those pointy diamond shaped style insert. So this will go in my big lathe. So fits in the tool holder there without a drama. Yeah, so due to the shed progress, that's a job that I'm doing that takes absolute priority over everything that I do. As you see, the arbors are on hold, but we will be hooking back into them as soon as we've finished this bender that we've started, which was a priority job. So anyway, take care, do your best to keep your distancing, avoid the corona. And yeah, stay safe. I think I'm half expecting us to go into lockdown possibly next week. I'm not sure. There's, you hear a couple of rumours, but you don't know. It's anyone's guess at this stage what's going to happen over here in Perth. But at the moment we're not under any restrictions. I think they are starting to enforce the social distancing, 1.5 to 2 metres. I know at work we're on 2 metres, so we'll see what happens. It's yeah, well, if we do get locked down, at least I've got an absolute shitload of work I've got to get through here in the shed, which will give me a chance to catch up on everything. So there's always a positive will come out of a negative, hopefully. See what happens. So anyway, take care. And see you in the next video, which won't be too far away.